More than I need, what you want, girl, it's yours. Give me your feelings, I just can't ignore. 'Cause all I want is you, baby. Give me your time, all your love, I've been paid.
What's going on, family? And it is Tuesday, which means that it is another episode of the What They Never Told Us podcast. Don't be looking at me like that. The greatest podcast on earth, fastest growing podcast in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. I feel like you're foreshadowing. Hey, everybody, it's me, Brandy.
Did I miss a step?
Yep,
I did it wrong. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell the Fourth.
you did.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell the Fourth. And hey, it's me, Brandy, and welcome. See, dang, I'm a rookie. I'm sorry. Okay, clear. Just being forthcoming. This is our third take at the podcast. The third take. Yeah, man. I don't know if we just distracted today or what, but this time feels right. It feels good. It feels very natural. How do you feel?
Yeah, it feels fine. I thought you were starting over though, so I kind of cut it. I cut it off. I cut me off. I cut podcast Brandy off for a second there, but I'm back. We here. Hello.
No, listen here. Look, whatever happens this episode, it just happens. Look, this is what they gonna get. Okay. But maybe we just distracted because we just been busy today.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Moving furniture, cleaning, church, of course.
It's been a very Brandy-esque day.
Brandy-esque.
Church, clean, organize, restructuring, removing things around it.
Doing things that I do.
Things that, this is very Brandy-esque.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to understand what that means.
You know what it means. I wasn't the one who said, hey, you know what we need to do with our day when we don't have the kids? Clean. I definitely did come up with that.
Every day can't be a relaxed day.
But it was necessary, though.
Absolutely. And there's still more to do.
So, yeah. Room was a mess. So, we, when I first moved in, there wasn't a space for me.
Correct. It was me and my 4 children living in a 4-bedroom. I have 3 children actually. Living in a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and I had taken up my room, like full closet use. All 6 drawers in my dresser were full of my things.
Yeah,
and I forgot that like when we got married, it means like you're like, you know, we're sharing, we're cohabitating now, and that means that you're bringing stuff.
Yeah, I kind of played you though, like leading up to the marriage. Like I just kept coming over so much that eventually it was just like I was kind of here.
It's true.
You didn't really have a move-in date. You just looked up and it was like, oh, he's here. Oh, wait, we're married.
Like this stuff lives here.
How this happen? You know, my stuff just kept coming in, you know, every once in a little bit. So,
and our failed attempt at actually creating space and putting the things up, especially your clothes.
Oh my God.
Just went to hell in a handbasket because we set your closet up all nice for you. And then in the middle of the night, we hear crash, boom, kerbang. And the entire closet system falls out.
Oh my God.
So, yeah.
Cleared out the side of the closet for me and I put all my clothes up. I'm a big boy. So it's a lot of denim. It's a couple suits. It just was way too much for the closet. So my clothes ended up being just in some huge pile that we had to get together. So it's been a day. Okay. But you think you slick. I saw what you was doing while we was cleaning.
What did I do?
You kept like doing like pre-sex foreplay with me. Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So ladies, tell me if this
That's
is
what I was doing.
So like she getting her drawer together. She lift up some lingerie and go, you remember this? What does it make you think about?
Why?
Like
that is a whole. I asked you if you remember that. I was like, "What does make you think about?" Did
How
not
you say
put no
it?
extra spice on it. I said, "What is this from? Do you remember this?"
Now, what you directed my thoughts to, was that or was that not pretty intense?
It was intense, but I wasn't trying to pre-sex you or whatever
she
you
thinks
said.
She's like, this her pregame. I know how she do
Lies.
now. She be all touchy.
Lies. If I want it, I will tell you that I want it. We've already discussed this.
Now you be doing pregame.
I
Don't do
be
that.
doing them innuendos.
Don't do. Yes, you do. Don't do that. You be setting the scene. You be setting the mood. You be setting the vibe.
Okay.
Don't lie.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah. So what we talking about today, babe?
I thought that we were just coming to kick it today. No pre
Yeah.
conceived notions.
We gotta break
about-
the monotony up. Yeah. So we did a version of this. I don't know what season it was, but we did a version where we did the mix between stuff and topics that were current events, stuff that were happening right now, clips we saw, and some viewer feedback. People send in topics or whatever. So we're gonna do something kind of like that. Some current events, some things that we see. Trending topics.
Just see where the conversation goes.
Trending topics. I'm gonna put a little spiel on it.
This is what we do best. Like,
Oh yeah.
It's great to come here with like an actual topic that we want to cover, but part of the reason why I knew you were right for me is just the way that our natural conversation flowed, just about whatever topic, and it always was insightful. It was always deep. So
if we can't do nothing else, we can bump our gums.
Yes,
That part.
absolutely.
So let's go into the docket and see what we got here. So you actually sent me this clip some time ago. This was like beginning of November that you sent me this, and it was a clip, and I'm gonna let you set this up because you're a little more informed on it.
Well, you read it, and then I'll give some background.
So this is courtesy of the Shade Room, shameless plug. But the caption says, "Whew, this woman divorced her husband of 9 months after finding out that he has 3 children. What would y'all do in this scenario?" The clip was a post that she put up on her social media, and it says, "It was so beautiful. It was so perfect until it was a lie." Came across a post of a lady that filed for divorce because of one lie. What would you do, ladies? You want me to read what she put?
Yes.
This was the best. Well, there's a lot that was wrote. There's 3 posts. I didn't know which one you wanted me to read. This was the best 9 months of my life. I have no regrets whatsoever. I just won't settle for a lie regardless. I forgive easily. I remember asking you about this several times before we started. Finding out today from your mom really broke me. A foundation built upon a tiny lie won't stand. I love how you loved me, but hate how you never mentioned your divorce nor kids to me. Moving on, I don't think I want anybody else. I'm just going to love you from a distance."
So, quick background, which she provided on the post. Lady was married. She was married for 9 months. She said this is the most loving, the best relationship that she's ever been in, that he loves her like nobody else has ever loved her. But she was having a conversation with his mother and found out that he was previously married, now divorced, and had 3 children. So because of that, she is ending her relationship. And we've had a previous conversation when we were doing the shorts about like just a little lie and whether white lies are appropriate or okay or acceptable. She feels like her foundation of her marriage was built on a complete lie. We don't know this lady, so we're not going to try to examine her decision making. She made the best decision for her. But I wanted to get Russell's opinion on that. Like, you're married now. Like, you lied before. Okay, I understand that. But now you're married. What is a lie that will cause you to just end your marriage, even if it happened before? Or could a lie?
This is heavy.
Could a lie?
This is heavy, yeah. I think I'd love for it to just be black or white, but it does depend on what the lie was. Like, some lies are a little more consequential than others, right?
Absolutely.
I think what sticks out to me about this scenario is she keeps going on about how well he loved her.
Yes.
Right. So so you see it's like a bunch of like different posts together, but this one is one that I was reading that I wish I would have read before. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is the part I want to focus on right here because this got me thinking. My marriage was so beautiful and full of love. My husband literally worshiped me. I don't know if anyone is ever going to love me like he did, but this one lie I can't forgive. I have filed for a divorce today. I found out today that he has 3 grown-up girls. 3. Never told me he was married and divorced. Yes, he's divorced, but that still doesn't change anything. I married a single, loving husband. I won't settle for less. I love him so much. I appreciate all the love. Like, she keeps going on about how much she loves him, how much well. But so apparently he lied about his age as well. So that's a lot, though. It's a lot. You lied about your age. I don't even know how old you are. And even if I can get over the fact that you lied. That red flag is more telling about who you are. And that's scary to me. Like, yeah, I can deal with the fact you have kids. I can deal with the fact that you're not the age you said you were because you love me so well. But here's a part of you I'm seeing that I didn't even know was a part of who you were. A huge lie that you just covered up intentionally. So that would be more difficult for me. I can't say, there's nothing I can picture you lying to me about. Maybe that's why I'm having a hard time putting myself in the shoes. But say for instance, I met you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same scenario. And you told me, hey, babe, there's something I need to tell you. Oh, no. He said his mom told him.
Yeah.
If your mom came to me for some reason said, you know, Brandy really 50. What? Yeah, she got 3 kids. One's 30, one's what? So he has grown up children. His kids are probably the same age as his wife. I don't know if I can swallow it because it's like, yo, you built this relationship on huge lies, big things that could have factored in if I even wanted that. You didn't give me a choice. Maybe I don't want to be a stepmom. Maybe that's something I didn't, or a stepdad. Maybe I didn't choose these things. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Okay, so I have a take on what you just said because again, I'm gonna try not to therapize this lady.
Yeah.
But number one, we here on this platform always talk about do the work, ask the hard questions. So to me, you have to do, like, some of that onus falls on the person who was quote unquote lied to, especially about things like that. Because, like, are you not around the family? Do they not ask questions? Do you not probe to see who it really is? You only take the word of the person that you're with to gauge who this person and well-rounded is. Like, I wanted to see you around your family. I want to see how you interact with them, how you, like, what's the dynamic? Because I'm walking into that. I can't imagine the first time that this could have come up, if I'm really ingrained in your life, would be 9 months after we're married. That's the number one thing that I got from that situation. Is like, where's the onus? It's like, he just lied to me and that's it.
But probably hiding away. He knows what he's lying about.
But there are situations where people just can lie and get away with it. They're masters at this.
Yeah.
And if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm in it. I love you. You treat me the best that I've ever been treated. Those things are in the past and they don't affect the way that our relationship functions right now. I don't know if I would divorce because of a lie.
So if you found out that I'm 50 years old,
that is inconsequential to me.
It's not now, but when you're 50.
I mean, first of all, don't act like we that far from 50. Say 60.
No, I'm saying the age difference.
Uh-huh.
Right? So when you're 50, I'm going to be,
come on, do the math.
80, I'm going to be 87. Yeah, now on that, trying to embarrass me on the podcast. Boom. Mathematician. Get out of here. Be 87.
Yes.
That's a big difference.
It is a big difference. It is, absolutely.
And I would like to have been able to decide that for myself. If I want to be spending my 50s, when really that's like the kids are gone. This is second. We get to redo our 20s. We're more mature. Our bank accounts look completely different, but we're back in that same space of freedom. No kids, responsibilities look different, bank account look different. We finna travel. But I can't do that now because now I have to care for my 87-year-old geriatric patient of a...
Geriatric.
That's what I said. Geriatric patient of a spouse. I should be able to choose that. And if you hide that from me, what else are you hiding? Now we just scratched this. That's just the one you got caught on.
Yeah. I mean, I agree that it's a big thing to get over, right? I don't want to try to...
I ain't mad at sis.
I don't want to try to minimize that. But you're fully admitting that even though he has this, or whatever the situation is before, the lie hasn't affected your relationship to date. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in the future, yeah, it might. But you don't even know that. You're pre-planning what could happen in the future and basing a right now decision on what could happen.
No, she's based on what he did do.
No, there are 87-year-old people who are living and thriving and traveling. Like, let's not pretend like 87 is like decrepit and I'm in the grave, because
it's not. But most people at 87 aren't doing what 50-year-olds do, right?
Well,
like it's a difference.
It's a difference, but I just don't. I mean,
But
I do
it's a
believe like
lie.
now, if the lie was you had robbed a bank and you were wanted, and there's a possibility that like you could go to jail for the rest of your life if somebody catches up to you, then to me that makes a difference. But I'm not sure.
Now, let me ask you this. Say I cheated during our dating phase. Say you find out the first 3 months of our relationship, I cheated on you.
Yes. I don't think I would divorce you for that.
What if it was ongoing and I cut it off week before the wedding?
Okay, you just added extra spice to it.
Extra spice. I want to see what the limit is. I want to see, huh?
Why?
We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, don't get beat up. No,
You're exhausted.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to put yourself in a shoe that you aren't actively walking in. But I feel like if it doesn't affect our relationship right now, actively,
So
like you're done, you done gave it up. I don't know.
So you're cheating is okay as long as you don't catch
Cheating
it.
is not okay.
No, it's never okay. But you can get past it as long as it doesn't affect right now. So if I
I'm not
cheated
saying
the
that.
first
Like,
week
no,
of our marriage,
if you're actively cheating and we're married,
No.
but I can't erase the past. Like you did it, and I've already married you.
now what
That's
if I
where
did it after we were married, but you don't catch me till 2 years from now? I say, yo, like when we were on a honeymoon. I don't know. I'm just thinking of something that would just be egregious, but. Say I cheated while we're married, but you don't find out till 3 years down later on. It was a one-time thing. It never happened again. I felt sick. Let's do therapy, all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm only laying on this. I'm trying to get her to see my side of perspective because this is the one thing that she told me. This is the one thing we're going to the she was like, this is the one question mark she had. I'm with you. I'm rocking with you, but I don't know if I can forgive you if you cheated.
And I'm still there.
But
Like
in your mind, it has to be like a fresh cheat. It's got to be a fresh cheat. If it's an old one that.
I mean, in my head, I really do believe what I told you.
Yeah.
In my heart, I don't believe that I could walk away from you if you literally made a mistake.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But in my head, I know what I've been through. I
For
know what
sure.
I've experienced. So just thinking about that happening, I'm
couldn't
like,
even.
yo,
For sure.
I've tried to forgive. I've tried to forget. But my heart tells me that there's enough space to accept a mistake.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It would be hard. It would be detrimental to our relationship for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Building is difficult because it's more. It seems because the specific nature of these lies is they're like foundational things. Like these are things that when you put two lives and build a life together, things that you need to know. Like you need to know somebody has kids, but the fact
They
that
grown.
they're the same age as her.
You don't know that.
He said he lied. She said he lied about his age too, and she said they're grown children.
Yeah, you don't know if they're the same age though.
Look, if you are above 20 and I'm in my 30s, we the same age. This is ridiculous. You know what I mean? So that's rough.
Or maybe they're both seasoned. I don't know. And
Nah, I can tell by his pictures, and that's why I'm like, how old is he? He got grown children because he don't look that old.
yeah, see, black don't crack. They might be both 62.
That's true. You never know. That brown skin be deceiving. So deceiving.
So basically, what you're telling me though, like it's for you, it's levels to lies, right?
It depends on how much I'm impacted by the lie. And,
Okay.
And
But
also,
she wasn't very impacted by the lie. She could be in the future.
No,
but
no,
right
no.
now,
no, but you don't know what these things mean to her. What if she doesn't want to be a stepmom? What if?
you don't have to be a stepmom to grown kids.
Yes, you do. It depends. Once again, we don't know how grown
I ain't
they
met them
are.
in 9 months. They independent and can thrive on their own.
And also, that's just a symptom of the issue. That's just the check engine light. The symptoms of the lie, those are non-consequential. The big thing is that
You lied.
you kept a huge detail of your life away from me. You lied about simplistic things like your age. For the purpose of building a relationship with me, you kept things from me.
Yeah.
So how do I even, you know what I mean? My whole relationship and idea of you was built on an idea that was not accurate.
Yeah.
So that to me is the bigger issue. Yeah, this is crazy. This is a lot for me to wrap my mind around the details of it. But the big thing is how do I trust you after this? You know what I mean? Because, and from what she's saying, this probably was like, man, I've never felt like this. No one's ever treated me like this. In her mind, probably, she said, my husband worshiped me. That's crazy to begin with. I'm gonna leave that alone. But when someone's loving you that well, and I don't know her story, but if that's the first person that loved you like that, in her mind, he probably could do no wrong. She was on cloud nine. I married the man of my dreams. I'm walking on cloud nine.
And then it was all snatched from you.
And then it's like, what? Like, you're how old? You've got 3 grown kids. You were married before? Those are huge things, yo.
I had an ex who was married. Didn't know it, right? We're in a full-blown relationship. The ex she was still his wife at the time, lived in another state. Like, they had no semblance of a relationship that I could see. So there was no reason for me to ever even think that this person was married. Like, never in my head could have fathomed it. Just in casual conversation, because I'm learning, like, yeah, you know, what do you think about marriage? Blah, 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 blah. And it comes out. We're a full-blown relationship, like, year in. And I find this out. I didn't end it. I was upset. I was hurt. I was frustrated. I was embarrassed. But I didn't end the relationship.
I know this story, but what'd you do when you found out?
I can't tell that.
What?
I cannot tell
You ain't
that.
say no names or nothing.
It doesn't matter. I'm not saying, like, y'all just gonna have to
Do it for
let
the
your
pod.
mind,
I ain't gonna do it.
let your minds
Do it for the pod.
wander.
I ain't gonna
I'm
do
not
it.
doing that.
Oh, dang.
Nope.
One day.
I cut up, but
Maybe one day.
that's all y'all get is that I cut up.
They need to know who she is. Yeah, no.
That's rude.
Yeah, but that's wild, though. That's a crazy story. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
for me, yes, I was upset. Yes, I was hurt, but it didn't really impact my current relationship. Now, I did put some stipulations on it, like, you need to handle that. You need to get a divorce. But
Now let's
what?
maximize it. Now you find out he lied about it, but now find out he's got kids with the wife.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, okay, maybe we can deal with that. Yeah, okay, we're here. Now you find out that the kids are the same age as you, and now he's, in fact, in his 40s. You still working through it. That's that. Listen, I get, because most of the people who were commenting on this were like, you know, move past it. Like, if he loves you so well, why don't you? Like, if he's a good man. But that is a lot. That's
now,
a lot to deal with.
My thing now would be if it, like, let's say she's at childbearing age and wants to have kids.
Yeah.
He's done this. They're grown. And maybe, you know, he don't want to do that no more. Like, now that to me would be like a deal breaker. Because now.
Why?
Because, like, that's my future and what I really want for a relationship. Like, I want to have kids. If you're telling me, again, something we should have discussed before we got married, but you don't want kids, and now I'm in it, and I'm like, that's really a desire for me. Yeah. And maybe he can't. Maybe he had a vasectomy or what. We don't know. This story could get really deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's something that I would probably have to walk away from.
But, and I know the kids are grown, but that doesn't impact you. Now, holidays, am I just expecting you never see a kid?
In 9 months, there's been some holidays. What happened?
Nah, you need 12 months to hit all them holidays. They might not even made it to Christmas. That was a quick little marriage. He roped her in real quick.
That was a marriage. Like, how long did you date? Like, I got questions.
Yeah,
I wish we knew her and we could, like, call in, like, hey, girl.
We kind of leveling up. You think maybe we could? I'm gonna get in touch with her. We definitely are about to try to get in touch with her. This is about to be the most fire guest we've ever had. All right. Yeah. Now that's an interesting subject. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. If there ever was a live for you to jump on with us tomorrow. If you're listening today on Tuesday, the live tomorrow Wednesday, we want to hear what your thoughts are on this weigh in. But we're gonna go to the next topic. That one's crazy.
I think it would be hard to work past. Like, you would have to be very intentional, and I would bear to guess that would cause a big trust issue in the relationship. And if you didn't have some professional help to help you get through that, even if they did try, it would probably tear their relationship up without some professional help to help them get through that. Because, like you said, those are huge lies that, like, now every time you speak to me, I'm questioning whether it's the truth or not.
Absolutely. All right, next one. This is from someone named Kayla B. Don't know who that is. Do you know who that is? I don't know either. Apparently she's a big deal. I gotta go 50-50. If I gotta go 50-50 with the man, I'm cheating on you.
Like in life?
Yeah, like
she don't want a partner, she want a sponsor.
Yes, if I gotta go 50-50 with you, I'm cheating. Now there were several posts about this. Tommy from Love and Hip Hop fame weighed in on this. So she had the opposite opinion. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna play her feedback so you get.
Was she cussing?
No, they bleeped that out.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, hold on now. That's a wholesome. All right.
50-50 what Glow saying and 50-50 what Tommy saying. You don't need a girlfriend if you can't provide for her, because like me don't need you. And I pay my own, don't need you. So don't come over here lacking and then get your feelings hurt when I'm looking at you crazy. Like, what are you adding to my life?
I don't know what Tommy is saying.
For the life partner. For the, you know what I'm saying? Y'all from the ground up making it together. But some people address certain women that's out of their caliber and knowing that they have nothing to offer her mentally, emotionally, or just in general, financially.
I don't know what she's saying.
You don't know what she's saying?
I don't understand her perspective.
So what she's trying to articulate, and this is just how crazy people's perspective is, but she's, number one, what she was saying is, if you don't have anything to add to a woman's life, then you need to step back before you're able to. Like, if I got to go 50-50 with you and you're not in a position to provide for your girl, then you don't need to have no girl. You need to sit back and get yourself together before you come looking for a woman. And then she went on to say, like, there's a lot of men who go for girls who are way out of their league, not even in the same caliber, because apparently if you go for someone who's of a certain stature or status, you should know what comes with that and know that girls who are of a high status aren't going 50-50, and you should come to them knowing that you're just going to have to come with more than just your presence and penis. You got to come with pockets.
So what was the girl saying? That's what she was saying too, right?
No. So Glorilla shocked me with this. You know, she a little more down to earth. She a little more country, and that's why I like her. She said, "Go."
And you know, some people may want to fight about it, but it's the topic on the 50-50 with a relationship. Me personally, I feel like you supposed to go 50-50 with your, because if a just get you to the point where like you just feel like you don't gotta do nothing, like he gonna make you lazy. And as a woman, you should want to have your own going. You shouldn't want it to be where if leave you today, he was paying all the bills and now you got this big weight on your shoulders. You shouldn't want that. Like, you should be able to like feel like, okay, if you leave, I'm good. If you stay, I'm good. Like, either way, I'm good. Like, okay. And you should want to be a team.
Very
like,
Brandy,
the more
like,
money y'all make, the more shit done. Like, if he just buying, if he paying for everything, don't you want gifts sometimes? Don't you get to buy you sometimes? Like,
I like her voice so country. Sometimes don't you want to? So, yeah.
Turn your phone on. I don't think either is right?
Really? I'm surprised.
When
I met you and we had a conversation, it seemed like you were echoing a lot of what Glorilla was saying, like in our kind of like early conversations.
But I don't think it should be 50-50 in the aspect of we're going to split everything down the middle. You got to pay half the rent. I got to pay half the rent. Like,
I don't think that's what. Well, go ahead. Yeah.
I think that y'all both should add value to your relationship in whatever way that you add value. Yeah. If we're just talking about finances and paying for stuff and taking care of me, I don't believe that that's anybody's responsibility to just solely take care of me. I do whatever I want with my money and you have to spend your money on me. Then who takes care of you? What do you do? Like, I think we are 50-50 as far as partners.
That's what Glorilla's saying.
In the relationship.
Yeah.
So we both add value in whatever way that we can add value to our relationship, and we both mutually benefit from that. I don't think a relationship is one-sided where you come in and you as a man, because I'm a certain caliber of woman. First of all, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
I'm a certain caliber of woman that does what? Just
I'll tell
gets
you
taken care of?
exactly what that means. Number one, that second, I don't think we made it clear. The second voice that you heard was Glorilla. She's a rapper, if you're unfamiliar. But the game right now of these IG models, these like, it's like a wave of like women who go after a certain type of man, right? Like there was this post Chris Brown had where he was like, do you ever like run into girls that you've been with intimately and you just in a function and you see her with her new man and it's somebody like you cool with? And he's like, man, all the time. Because it's like the same circle of women who kind of travel these, navigate these, you know, groups of men who are wealthy, athletes, artists, rappers, drug dealers. Like that's a certain type of woman. So I think what she's saying is you should know when you come to a woman who are, you know, certain level, they body, whatever.
Thirsty. I'm trying to figure out what the caliber is.
I don't know.
Caliber, obviously.
It's just, and we talked about this on another episode. I don't know what episode it was, but we kind of talked about how, you know, as a man, you shouldn't feel obligated to provide for a woman who's just your girlfriend.
Yes.
Right? Now, that doesn't take away from you doing nice things. I don't think that when you're going on dates, every day should have to be going Dutch, splitting 50-50. And I would say that there's more pressure on the man to show like, okay, I want to do for you. I'm not so above it that I want to show you that like my heart is, I want to do for you. I want to take care of you. I don't think anything's wrong with that. But to think that just because you're my girlfriend, that now you're my responsibility financially with your bills, all that stuff is just crazy to me. And there were a lot of girls under that clip who were like, what can you do for me then? What can you do for me? The role of men, and I wouldn't do that because women too, has been minimized to an idea of what you're supposed to do. We've taken away the human aspect of who are you in front of me?
Yes.
Right? Who are you as a person, your essence, your personality, who you are, the things you do, and we reduce you to just what can you do for me? And I'm not saying it's not a part of it, right? Because I do believe that there's
the benefits, be some benefit to you in your relationship.
Yeah,
and why be in it?
And I'm a little old school in that I do believe that there is a inherent role that a man is supposed to play, and I think there's an inherent role that a woman is supposed to play. I don't think there's a way to do it, but I do think a man is supposed to provide. Now, I don't think that means that you're supposed to pay for everything because there's a lot of men who don't make more than their wife, but they still have to provide. You know what I'm saying? I do think that a woman is a support and helpmate to her husband. I think that's her role. I don't think it looks the same for everybody, but I do think that those are specific roles. But when you reduce the person to a role instead of who they are, what are you in a relationship with? Because then that does make sense. Right? Then it does make sense. I'm not looking for who you are as a person. What can you do for me?
I guess because that's not my personality at all, right? I've never expected anyone to come in and take care of me and I just look cute or, you know, go shopping.
That's why I thought you was going to feel what Glorilla was saying.
But to me, what Glorilla was saying, and love her personality, but the accent is a little thick, so it was a little hard to partake in.
Couldn't understand
what
also,
she was saying.
They cussed so much you couldn't even make out what they were saying. All the
too.
bleep outs here.
But there is this understanding of 50-50, I think, when it comes to relationships and marriages, and it is all about finances, right?
Yeah.
And I don't agree with that either. So when she said 50-50, that's what my mind automatically went to, was like
splitting everything,
splitting things, and you know, this is your half and this is, or we both put this amount of money in so that we can do this. And while I do agree with that, everybody's not able to do 50-50. And once it's in there, it's ours. It's not I'm doing this and you doing this. Like, we doing this together.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what's getting lost in relationships, is like, where's the teamwork?
Absolutely.
Why is it just what he can do or what she can do? Like, y'all should be figuring out what y'all can do together, because that's the purpose of doing a relationship. I can accomplish a lot of stuff on my own. Russell is phenomenal and can accomplish things in his own right. But when we get together, there's just some things that we're going to accomplish that we could never do separately. And that's why one of the reasons why I'm in a relationship with you, like, because the together is better than the separate. So when we come in there and we're having two ideas of we're still separate, but we're in a relationship together, that makes no sense to me. So when you say 50-50, it's like, what?
Absolutely.
I didn't understand that.
And there's this, when we were talking, I thought about this clip that I found earlier. And it's crazy enough, weird enough, it's LL Cool J. He was on this podcast. I haven't heard the podcast, haven't heard from it, but this take of what he was saying has directly to do with this. I want to play real quick if that's cool, because I feel like it's kind of what you're saying. And it was interesting because I feel like when we first started dating, your perspective has always been, you saw your mom get it. You never saw her waiting for some man to come in and, save
Absolutely.
a damsel in distress. So in your mind, I remember trying to just convince you, like, hey, let's have a joint bank account. And you were like, nah, my mom always told me to have my own because I don't know what you're going to do. You could run off and I need to make sure I got my own. So, worst come to worst, I'll make sure I always got my own to be straight with.
I think that was a trauma response, though. That didn't
For
come
sure.
from what I saw. That came from what I experienced in my
Absolutely.
previous marriage. Yeah,
For sure. But you can't fault people for having those responses, right? Because they're developed from stuff that people went through.
I can't fault them. I can say it's wrong. It's wrong
Yeah.
for me.
I mean, I'm not talking about them, but I'm talking about for your situation, like with that. Like, who am I to say, like, oh, but you wrong for that? You know what I mean? Ultimately, it's like, yeah, life has taught me this. You know what I'm saying? And as much as with my words, I would love for you to just hear my words and be like, oh, you know what? That makes sense. Let's do it. But you require seeing something different
Absolutely.
from me, but the truth is there's a lot of women who have men and women who have never seen a fruitful relationship. So we just look for these things that we need from a relationship space and we reduce it to like, okay, if I can get this need fulfilled, then I'm good. If I'm a man, I know I want to have sex. I know I want to have a girl to lay with at night. I know I want somebody here when I get home. So I'll reduce my needs to that. Sex and be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
For a woman, I want somebody I can call on when I need them. I need sex too. And I want a baller. I want a man who's a boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'll reduce it to just that. You can be a liar, a cheater, deceiver, heartbreaker. And I'm sorry. It flowed. Anyway, so, but those. Anyways, so here's a clip.
You chasing her ass all the time. If you live
Let me say this. So number one, I'm sorry. I didn't know it has cuss in it, but it does. Forgive us if you got kids in the car. Pause it right now, wait till they get out. But everybody here is grown. Y'all know we saved and we don't cuss, but we're also adults. This one has some cussing in it. Didn't know it, so sorry about that pre-ahead of time, but here we go.
A woman and showing up at her doorstep and having flowers and shit and violins and all that shit, you're killing yourself. The relationship is not gonna last. So fellas, I'm just gonna give you some advice. All that chasing, that shit don't work.
No,
if she want to be, if she wants to be with you, she'll be with you. Believe me. All that chasing shit, you're killing yourself, B. I promise you. Look, no woman is gonna.
Oh,
be
it's
happy
not
with
the
you.
whole clip. I did all that cussing for no reason. I'm sorry, y'all. The clip, they cut it short, but the clip was saying when he meant chasing, he meant money. Throwing money at a woman is not being a man to her. Like showing up with flowers, paying this, paying for that. He was like, she's not falling in love with you. She's falling in love with the idea of you.
What you can do for her.
Yeah, your provision. You're giving provision for her. And that's not enough. It was a really good clip once you got past all the cussing. And now I just felt like I just loitered your ears with a bunch of hostile words. But yeah, I really love that clip. And I wish I could find the original one, but I really love that clip because you don't hear it coming from that guy all the time. You know what I mean? It's easy for me to say that because I ain't got that. So it's easy for me on the side of like, you should want a guy to be, but from someone who has wealth, for someone who does have money, for someone who's been the superstar, right? To say, listen to me, take my advice. All of that chasing, throwing money at a girl is not the girl that you want. You're not building a relationship because you make her depend on your pocket. who is the human in front of you? Does she love you for you? Like, that was interesting coming from him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the dynamic of those relationships is definitely really different because being in a relationship with somebody who just wants to throw money at you to keep you around, like, to me, that's not really them showing that you want to make a commitment to me. So if that's a mutual beneficial relationship and that's just all you're looking for, but that's not long term. You can't build a family on that. You can't build a foundation on that.
On what?
On just, I provide for you to keep you here. I stay here because he provides for me. Like,
You know, it's crazy. That was a lot of our like ancestors.
yeah.
Like a lot of times, like the construct of marriage was just, wasn't socially acceptable. Like, you just don't get divorced.
Yes.
But in a society where women were like ostracized to just being housewives, and a man is one who goes out in the world and does X, Y, and Z, the woman becomes dependent on the man to do that. So now it's like, I can't leave you, even though you're abusive, even though you don't meet my needs, even though it's clear you don't care for me. It's obvious you're cheating, but where am I going to go? What am I going to do?
I stand by my statement that that's not a relationship and you can't build a
No,
foundation on that.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that's a lot of what people came from. And it's part of the reason why a lot of people have lost faith in relationships, because even though they were staying together, what they saw in front of them wasn't healthy.
Absolutely.
And then we got to when we just wasn't staying together. It was just like, I ain't doing this.
Oh, we really can get divorced? Cool. Let me do that.
Bet. You
I'm
said
out.
what? You did what?
But that's the thing that I think that's so, we're like, it's become a fail safe, right? Like we were watching, oh goodness, we were watching Love After Lockup, and the girl on there though, she wanted her fiance, who had just got out of prison and had to pay restitution before they got married, she wanted him to sign a prenup. And he was like, you know, why are we doing these things if we're committed to each other, we love each other? But divorce has become such a fail-safe for people. Like, if you do something that I don't like, if you moved a certain way, then I can just divorce you. And she wanted to protect herself. And I think he was like, well, this is built on love and it's not built on what you can do for me. So how...
This is the one who was not locked up.
No, the guy was the one that was locked up. The girl was not. No, she has money. And she wanted a prenup. And he's like, well, why do we need a prenup? He don't have nothing. Like, he coming into this with nothing.
She's like, if
and
it don't
she
work.
like, you know, you are just out of prison. You don't really have a firm foundation of what a marriage is. And for me, like, well, it was really her family that was pushing her. But her family was like, look, you have to protect yourself. But he was trying to show her that, like, we have love. And I think for her, it was like, yeah, I love you, but like, there's a chance this ain't gonna work out, and I want to protect
Tina
myself.
Turner, what's love got to do with it?
But I think divorce has become such a trigger for people, right? Like, all I gotta do is push a button, I'm out of here, and I want to protect myself in case that happens.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. Like, I just think that we don't fight no more for marriages, myself included. Like, I didn't fight for my marriage at all. It was like, oh, you want a divorce? Okay, fine. Then cool. I'm going to give it to you. But it's become such a trigger now that I think it creates a trauma in some people. So now I'm doing everything I can to, like, set myself up for when you leave. And, you know, right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah. Before I got divorced, I was heavy on the why we need that, we don't need that. Now that I've been divorced, I get it.
You would have did it. Well, you didn't ask me for a prenup.
I ain't got nothing. Whatever we get, we build it together. So what we pre-nothing for? I ain't got pre-nothing. We all right. It's all good. But like it's like this is what I need to know. Does the prenuptial agreement, the prenup,
I made that
does the prenup, does that insinuate that I don't have faith in the relationship? Because that's how most people who
are asked, the people who are asked,
most of the people who ask for a prenuptial agreement, you know, no, I'm talking about the ones who get the agreement, the ones who like are asked to sign it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
they're the ones who are like, you don't believe in us? Why are you even thinking about this?
Yeah.
But if you look at the climate, there's plenty of people who, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that I've been split on prenups, and it could be because I don't have money like that. But I think when you do have money, you treat it, you have a business mindset around it. Like, this is an asset that I have, and I want to do everything that I can to protect that asset.
Yeah.
I think that people with money can kind of separate themselves from the money. Like, yes, I love you. Yes, but this is something that I have to protect. This is especially like if I had kids before coming into it, like I want to be able to pass this down. And you had no part in building this.
Yeah.
So if we live in a state like California where it's 50-50 if you don't have nothing in place, like, why do you get access to this if something happens that doesn't work out? Yeah. Now, on the flip side, I don't know how I would feel knowing that you're planning for the worst case scenario. It would feel to me like it's an option for you. When I got married to you, I know that it's possible, but for me, it wasn't an option. And I still stand by that. Now, circumstances can change, but for me in my head, like, it's not an option. So I wasn't even thinking about, well, what if we get divorced?
It's not an option as long as I stay who I am. But you let me get addicted.
At the core, yeah.
You let me get addicted to crack cocaine and start coming home high slapping you. You're not going to stay. At least I hope you. Whatever the situation is, when you leave, you want to keep your stuff that you have with you. Like, it's contingent upon me being who I say I am.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But if you don't sign a prenuptial agreement and now you on divorce and then you find out I lied about my age and I'm 50 with...
Trying to circle back.
Now you got access to my money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew a guy who... And it's crazy. It was so fascinating to me because usually in these situations, it's the woman who, gets the one up in the courtroom when coming out of divorce. Mm-hmm. The man got the money but it's the difference. She was a successful attorney. This guy got custody of the children, so she had to pay child support. He got alimony. He worked with me, but when I say this brother lived well, he had about 3 cars.
He was winning.
Was winning. But in my mind, I was like, you know what? When I see it in this light, this don't seem right.
But I guess in that case, though, like, alimony has nothing to do with what you had before.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying? Like, if he wasn't working or she was the breadwinner, then you got to keep me accustomed to the lifestyle that I done become accustomed to. So pay up, sis. But
oh my God, he was.
I mean, I think it's weird because we don't normally see that. But
You don't
with
see
the
it.
ties are changing. Like, if we got divorced, it could. If you came to me and like, nah, like, I done became accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and she makes more money than me, so she need to pay me. Like,
I'm gonna tell you this.
it could happen.
You let us build this platform up. You let us build this podcast up, and God forbid something happens to me. I go on to glory. You're a millionaire. You meet this next guy, you better have him sign that prenup.
Wow, we spending all your money, Pops.
I mean, it's cool, but if he don't act right, he can't take it with him. I don't care what he got accustomed to. Bye. You ain't accustomed to it no more. Get a job, sir.
Like, baby, you want a Range Rover? Yeah, he left us a couple million. That's about your Range Rover.
I thought you were gonna handle this differently. I thought you were gonna be like, don't say that. I don't want nothing to happen to you. I wouldn't even be able to move on. Here you are. We finna live on. Oh, wow.
No, because you've already told me. You said if something happens to you and I'm still at a young age that you want me to move on, I'm just granting your wish.
For sure.
That's all.
I
probably wouldn't, but
something's
I don't know.
wrong
Who
with
knows?
you. Something's wrong with you. You better move on. Find somebody to put up with your mean butt.
When I got money, they gonna
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. Be a cougar.
You ain't gonna rob the cradle, is you?
They gonna come running.
Oh Lord.
Some of this podcast, buddy.
Oh no, I hate it. I hate that I said that to you. I take it back. Be sad for a long time.
No, but this is all reality TV stuff, so you know what I watch. But Candy and Todd, the Candy is from Escape and she's on The Real Housewives of
Yeah.
Atlanta. They had that conversation. Like if she has more money, you know, she had her Escape money, her songwriting money and all that stuff. She said, you know, if something happened to her, they were going to put, I don't know, something in writing that, you know, he couldn't remarry. She didn't want him to remarry because of that scenario. If they get divorced, then she could be spending his money. He's like, no, fine. She's like, find you somebody, love them, take care of them, but just don't remarry them because I don't want them to get what I left you. I don't know how I feel about
It's
it.
very specific.
I feel like I can't dictate what you do when I'm gone. So like,
yeah, I'm not dictating.
just go on
nothing.
and
I just
live your life.
Yeah, that part. I want you to live your life. Don't try to find somebody that's fun. You know, you don't got to worry about like them. I like if I could set it up, right? If I knew how to check her early, if I could set it up, I'd rather you be well off and not have to worry about somebody coming in and being something for you. Just somebody who come in and makes you feel good. You don't got to worry about struggling through life with them. Just be here, treat me good, treat me right. We're good.
I have a friend that I used to work with. She's older than me, but her father was a owner of a construction company, had enough money to leave a trust. Let's say that. Her parents got divorced. He remarried. The woman he remarried never worked and came into the relationship with her own set of children. So he acquired property. He has a trust. He passes away. Everything goes to new wife, right? Because she's the living beneficiary. And she's getting up there in age. And so they've been having conversations about the thing. Like he left a lake house on a very prominent lake here in Michigan. Like that property, he had 3 kids with his existing wife. And the new wife came in with 3 kids. All of those things now have to be split 6 ways.
Wow.
Because she's the sole owner of it now, right?
Yeah.
I giving advice to my friend when she's talking to me about this scenario, I'm like, that's messed up. Now that I'm in a situation and we're remarried and we have kids, like I believe that I would want your children to be taken care of the same way that mine would. There's no difference. So I believe probably in his mind when he was playing estate planning, that's how he felt. These are now my children. But as the child in that relationship, she's like, y'all not even my daddy kids. Like, why do I have to discuss things that he had that he built?
Is it because they're older? Because in my mind, if something happened to me, I wouldn't dare leave Nia and Bray and Mike out of that.
Well, I don't think he left them out. It's just that everything that he had went to his wife. So now she's making decisions.
Is she not deciding to include his biological children?
No, she included. She just saying, y'all got to split it with my kids.
Now, I would want that. If that were me, I would want that. Now, I don't know them, but I wouldn't want, if I pass away, I wouldn't want all my money to go to just single Lily. I wanted to go to all of our children equally. You know what I mean? But granted, you never know. That there's a lot of context that we don't know with their situation. But I would you, if you control the estate, would you only give it to my kids?
No, I don't know. Okay, so in my head, I would want to take care of all of our kids, right?
Yeah.
But how would your kids feel? That's what I'm saying. And plus, like for us, we built this together. He had all of this before he ever married her. She never worked. She never contributed to it. Now that he's gone, not only does she benefit, but her children also now benefit from something that she had no part in
I guess it just would depend on their relationship. If he came in, I don't know how long they were married, but if he came in and was a father to them and played that role and was doing for them and they had a relationship, then I get that. It was like, no, he was a father to them just like he was a father to you. Yes, biologically he's father, but I don't split ends. I would like to think that the same way I care for my kids, the same way I care for yours. So I wouldn't want my death to change how I impact their life financially. I wouldn't want that to be reflective. But that's just me though. Like, who knows? I know if I'm the other mom, if I'm the ex-wife, of course I don't get it. Then it's like, hold on.
My kids?
Them kids. You know, like, heavy on the F them kids. Like, nah, forget that.
No, I'm even the only other mom, but I'm trying to put myself in that situation as the kid, right? My mom is wealthy and she marries a man and now he has kids and she passes away. Like, I don't know if I want them kids to get nothing. I'm being honest. It may not seem right. It might not seem moral.
So something happens to me.
Yeah.
You move on to somebody else. Now we build our money together. I'm going, you remarry, you go. He's got control of your estate.
Yeah. And his kids.
In your mind, it's like, no. Your kids.
Them your kids. Whatever your wife got, your ex-wife got, then she go ahead and handle that. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hunt them.
You better make a will so they know where the money go.
Hey, you don't get to touch that.
Because if not, it's going to be evenly distributed.
See, because ours, like I said, ours would be together. So,
Yeah.
of course, I would want all the kids. But if you had it before me, and I don't know how Cinco and Lily would feel about my kids getting in that. I mean, now, granted, they're growing up together, so they see each other as siblings, but
More money, more
Right.
problems. It'd be so
it
complicated.
would be a
when-
little contentious. We need to probably just start writing a will now.
Hopefully they've developed a bond by then to where,
I don't know. I just
They
see
want
death
to
and money
share.
tear families to shreds.
it really do. For real. It gets hectic. It gets hectic. One last subject. So you had mentioned wanting to cover this one, so I'm going to let you take it, but it was I'm not telling my man I got a yeast infection again because
Oh,
he
Lord
been-
Jesus. I forgot all about
yeah,
that.
yeah, you forgot about that one. I didn't put that on my list, but it just hit me.
Forget. So if you stay on the shade room, then you know the post. But girl has a yeast infection and confided in her. I think that's her fiance, but confided in her fiance that this is what happened. And he started to make fun of her. He started to call her cheese stick.
A mozzarella stick.
Mozzarella stick.
It's crazy. Now, I'm sorry. When you were explaining
Yes.
this to me,
What I said was that's not even an appropriate term. Like you probably should just call it cottage cheese.
now pause.
Yes.
I have no idea what yeast infection is. I know that it's something you guys deal with, but what do you mean? It's more like a cheese. What are you talking about? Is there like
It's
a
white
dish-
and clumpy. Discharge.
What is?
Discharge.
There's a discharge.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's itchy. Might
Where
have
does
a
it come
little
from?
smell
What
to
is it? Is it
It's
like
like
a
bacteria. I mean, yeast is like something that's on everybody's skin, and it's like it causes an irritation. It's just like it throws off the pH balance
Okay.
in your vagina. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to. Do I have to go into like
No, you're good.
the vagina being a neutral environment, and
I'm not stupid.
things can throw
I'm not stupid.
things can throw its pH.
I have a
It's
baseline.
more acidic. It's more alkaline.
You're
at
gonna do it
different
anyway.
times. Okay.
Awesome.
So there
Okay.
might be some people who don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, they're having sex, the soap you use, whether your towel is the cleanest or not,
Bacteria.
all those things can cause irritation and cause yeast to grow inside of your vagina. Not like yeast that you break bread
So
with,
how would
but
he be? Oh, during sex?
Yeah, like
How would he be seeing that?
he pulls out and it could be there.
That's wild, Joe.
This watching the thought process in your mind right now is.
I'm sorry.
I wish we would have talked about this before we talked about the prenups.
It's wild.
But yeah, so that's why I was saying like mozzarella. I mean, I don't know how yeasty she was. Maybe it was coming out in long like a mozzarella stick, but I can't imagine that. Like it's usually just like little balls or not balls.
See,
but
this is the stuff they don't
clumps
talk
of
to you
discharge.
about. This is stuff they don't talk to you about when they talk about relationships and stuff like that. Like when you with somebody long term, y'all got to get really close.
Yeah, I mean, like just for instance, the stuff that you don't discuss. Right, last night we went out to dinner and my stomach was a little bubbly. You was trying to get. Why are you laughing? I'm gonna tell y'all the story because he's too immature to have a conversation.
Can I tell it?
We go out to eat.
No.
You can peek in. We go out to eat. We're good. Like he's made it known that he intends to
Nah, that's her. She was making
have
it
me
known.
for the night.
Nah, she was making it known. She was on it
Whatever.
all night.
But as we get home and we're sitting, we're watching football and all this stuff, my stomach it ain't handling the Outback too well, right? So like I feel gassy and I start to feel like this is probably not the best night to get intimate because I don't want to fart. Like, wow.
Just letting them rip. And I'm sitting there like she been like this. How I know when she's like about to make a move and when she's setting the tone because she's really touchy that day. So she was like touchy, rub my back. We on the couch, you know what I'm saying, laying on me, being just really affectionate, right? So I'm like, all right, I see where we going. Okay. Earlier, okay, she acted like, so we sitting on the couch. She says, hold on, stay still. She crawls on me like a cat and like does a whole, I just want to see, what'd you do?
I straddled you.
Just out of nowhere. Reverse on me, okay? She's talking about she wasn't on me. I'm just minding my business, watching TV. She just jump on me. This how you know she was on me. Anyway, so we get back from the restaurant. We chilling and letting them rip. You hear me? Letting them rip. I have to use the bathroom. And this is what we talk about, like, when you're in a relationship and you just got to deal with each other's, like, you know.
Bodily functions.
All your bodily functions, all your stuff, you know, like. So this is what messed up because she was being extra judgy with me because I had to use the bathroom. I come out there and she was like, did you use the new spray? Did you use the spray? Because this is making me change my mood. Like I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, gross. You're disgusting. That's how she ain't say that, but that's the vibe she giving me. Like, I don't know. You making me not feel it no more. And then we get in bed. She said, I'm just gonna forewarn you because you acting like you trying to do a little something. I'm a little gassy. So look, I'm like, oh, look, I ain't gonna trip. Like we gonna soldier through. And then as we sitting there talking, she's letting them rip. You know what I'm saying? They come. I'm like, don't be like that. Do you still want to?
That is not what I. That is
what'd you
not
say?
what
What'd you
happened.
say? You said something different. Like, I mean, do you
I said I don't think we should.
That was after.
My
No.
stomach.
That was what we landed on. But before that, I'm talking about when we first got out of bed because you definitely was like, so.
I said I had needed to let my stomach settle.
My stomach settles like, no, but we still can.
It didn't settle, so I made the executive decision that it was not going to happen. No executive decision. But then we started talking about.
You saw me acting sleepy. I was like,
acting sleepy. My foot.
I'm getting tired. You sleepy? Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little sleepy. I don't know.
But there are just things that you have to deal with. So that was one of the things that we talked about, but it led into a conversation about queefing. And then you were like,
yo, the end of this podcast just landed on the wildest topics. Yo.
But yeah, so we started talking about queefing. And I think that that's something that some women get embarrassed about when it happens. Like for me, if I know my stomach is messed up, I'm not trying to, because I don't want to fart. But queefing is a normal part of having sex. So I felt like I had to educate you on like the difference between queefing and farting. And like,
I didn't know. I knew what it meant in the context of sex.
Yes.
I didn't know how someone could queef outside of sex because I thought that it was the in and out that created the air.
No,
right?
I mean, no, you can get air in your vagina.
That's what
ways.
I didn't know. So I'm like, yo, how you just sitting here at the dinner table and queef? Like, that's what I didn't understand.
Yeah, so we were talking about which one we were comfortable with. I am completely comfortable with queefing. Like, it happens. It's natural. It shouldn't have a scent to it, ladies. It shouldn't come with any extra discharge. So,
can you tell the difference between, like, most of the time people just think it's a fart, right?
What?
Does it sound different than
I mean, it makes like a little. It's not like a. I'm gonna do it because I feel like it's
how do
beneficial.
we get here?
A fire is more like a burn. You know what I'm saying?
How it go? How I do it? Do it
a burn.
Okay, burn. All right.
And a queef is like it's.
Oh, wrap it up.
Your vagina is lubricated. Your butthole is not. So it sounds wetter when it comes out, if that makes any sense.
Okay. All right. So welcome. All right. We'll see y'all for the live. Nah, I'm playing. But listen, like when you're with somebody long term, you kind of got to get closer than any other human being that you've been close with, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So that's what. That bring it full circle. That's what I felt like. It's wrong for him to make fun of. I mean, I know it's funny and in your relationship, but you don't like natural body functions. I don't think get to be like a a running joke because
you
it's
bugging.
gonna happen. I have no control over whether, and most of the time, it's probably your fault that I got a yeast infection. Like, so don't make fun
Don't
of me.
point at me. You ain't never had one with me.
It's not a bad thing though.
It's not bad. I've never given you one.
It's uncomfortable. You won't give me one.
If
like,
I
it's
got
not
dirty,
an STD.
if I got dirty D, you
no,
wouldn't get one.
that's not the way
If
that
it's
it
filled
works,
with-
and that's a misconception. Yeast is found commonly on the skin.
I don't care what you say. I'm making fun of all bodily functions unless you come to me and say it's really traumatizing or make it something big. But that's part of the beauty of being together. Like, you laugh at stuff. Farts are just funny.
Okay,
They're just
you're
funny.
Just a child.
You ain't gonna lie. You ain't gonna act like you weren't laughing.
I laugh because I be trying to get away and they still be escaping.
It's
That's what makes me
funny.
laugh.
It's funny. Farts are always gonna be funny. Like, look, it's part of being together. Make it, keep it light. Everything gotta be all, take it serious. Now, if there are like real, like, insecurities or like things that you're uncomfortable with, then I wouldn't do that.
I mean, I think it's people who just don't know, right? And there are a lot of people who think that I gave you a yeast infection. It's your fault. You know what I'm saying? And so those things come with common misconceptions. And so then when you start to make friends, it can make you a little bit insecure. Like, no woman wants to readily admit that she has a yeast infection. Even if I'm completely fine with the thought of, I might get a yeast infection, sharing that with you, helping me through that process, because it's a little traumatic.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't want to make jokes about it. I don't want to talk about it. Like, don't make fun of me.
I
probably
wouldn't make fun. I probably wouldn't make fun of no yeast infection. But farts will forever be funny. I don't care what you say. But like, I think that's the stuff that, like what they never told us, but like that's part of the beauty of like having someone that you can go to stuff with, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I got a bump here. Can you pop it for me? Or like we talk about
get in there.
Yeah, like for real, when you partner with somebody in life, like you just gotta get in there and do life with them in all aspects, right? So, hey, is what it is. Yeah. I have nothing else to say. This was such an awkward topic to end it on. I wish I would have remembered earlier on, so I could have got this one off earlier. But is what it is. Yeah, we will be back tomorrow live Wednesday on Facebook and YouTube. We will not be doing. We didn't actually decide this, but I think we talked a little bit last week. I think we're not going to do IG this week coming up or TikTok. We do want to utilize those platforms, but we want to do it a little bit differently. So we're thinking about in between seasons doing some stuff on live that's specific to IG in that platform. So if you want to see the lives, the only place you're going to catch that is on our Facebook group, What They Never Told Us, on live, or on our YouTube channel. So we want to hear you weigh in on these topics. And we're excited to hear what you have to say on the matter.
All right, y'all. Always remember, we love love.
And y'all should love too. Peace.